Jesus. Campus cleanup is gonna be a bitch. Here goes nothing.
Well,
Not a peep.
guess I'm not surprised. Would you come looking for us if you were her?
She's unpredictable.
But it's not me. It's Safi. Does anyone ever know what she'll do next? Does she?
Maybe we should go easy on her. Wait for her to pick up the pieces.
In the meantime...
Take your time. I'll be here when you're done.
I want to check on how everyone's doing first.
So you're Super Max. Guess your secret identity's gone, huh?
I wanted to tell you.
But you couldn't. Just like with the Maya thing. Any more secrets, or do I finally get to know you now?
There's more.
I don't know. This isn't my first time seeing a storm like this. It's not super easy to explain.
It is pretty insane. You know, I remember rejecting you. And then you just found a version of me that still wanted you. A pretty cool trick. But kind of fucked up.
Where does that leave us? I'd understand if this changes things.
I don't know if I can answer that right now. All of this scares the shit out of me, honestly. If it weren't you, I don't know how down I would be to play Lois Lane. But it is you. And I like you. I think I need time to sort out my shit. Give me a little. And then who knows? Maybe you can win me back.
Challenge accepted.
Max. Sorry, You're gonna explain what happened, right?
Hey. You okay?
What do you think it all means? Why you? Or Safi?
Still figuring it out.
I'm still trying to understand. I didn't know anyone else had powers until I met Safi.
That must have been a revelation.
You have no idea.
How are we supposed to walk around knowing something like that could happen?
Just like I handle the regular
You
world.
already handle that. Every day. Anything could happen at any moment. You could be hit by a car. Struck by lightning. Is this your pep talk?
You're the one who's been texting me for days.
Well, hey, Max. Our Lady of the Storm.
Wow, let's not do that. How are you guys holding up?
Oh, my whole world has been rocked. You rocked my world.
God, that
I
laugh.
remember a bunch of things happening that I plan to repress until I have a spectacular nervous breakdown at age 40.
You know each other.
At least you're in this together.
Yeah. I don't know what I would have done if I was there by myself.
For now, I just want to get through this election.
Oh, right. The Abraxas election. So you're not stepping down?
I'd ask how you know that, but at this point, Caulfield, if you grew another head, I wouldn't even blink.
I'll get right on that.
So,
The water is rising. Vengeance is a live thing. It breathes and bleeds, starves and hungers. I wear a cloth of mourning, suffocating in its black. Silence is also a blunt weapon, also a poison, also a noose.
have you heard?
Some weather we're having, am I right?
Hope that wasn't the grand explanation you promised us.
Hey, isn't eloquence your job? I just take the photos.
I felt how much she hated me, Max. It was terrifying. And disappointing.
No one could have predicted it.
Safi was dealing with a lot. You couldn't have known.
She needed someone she could trust. It should have been me.
It's in the past now.
I hope so. Oh, one more thing. That video footage of me, that was Safi, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. That girl never does anything halfway. Neither do you, now that I think about it. Anyway, I talked to the committee that fired me. There's enough weird shit that's happened. I think I can argue my way back in. I failed Safi. But there's other students here I can still support. I won't just let it go.
I'm glad to hear it. I think that's everyone. Okay, Moses. Let's give them the talk.
That storm seems kind of evil, all I'm saying.
Hey, Diamond. I'd like to get a photo for the end of the year. Mind if I...
Okay.
I was hoping she'd be a little more enthused, but...
So much going on behind that faint smile. I wish I knew
Do you
what.
blame Safi for what happened?
One more photo for the road?
Sure. You keep at this, I'm gonna have to start charging a modeling fee.
Ha ha.
Hmm.
Say cheese.
I will not.
Pose like you're lost in thought.
Apt. I've got a lot to think about.
Don't think I'll ever get tired of this face.
Do you guys mind if I take a picture?
Hell yes. Put us in the next Caulfield collection.
They're kind of a cute couple, honestly.
Starting to believe no law of physics, known or unknown, could keep these two apart.
Mind if I take a snapshot to remember you by?
Whatever you want. This could be your last chance to take my photo. Make it count.
That's nice. It wasn't until I met Gwen that I learned what a bad bitch truly was.
I mean, if you want to talk about anything,
I'm fine, all right?
What do you say to a picture? For old time's sake?
Moses has hypothermia. And now, crippling anxiety.
I can never have enough shots of Moses. Smile like when we saw that meteor shower on the roof.
I couldn't smile. My face was frozen.
Just do it, you big doof.
Fitting that he chose a career in astronomy. That smile could light up a galaxy. Okay.
Everyone's pretty shell-shocked.
Yep.
How about you? Still excited to have double memories?
I can't be the only one. Seriously? Come on, it's fascinating. Well, I feel better knowing you stood up to Safi. She cares what you think. Maybe it'll make a difference.
It's not over.
I don't think it's over. At least she knows I'll be hanging around if she tries anything bad.
And me. I'll be ready next time.
Hey, we're a team, right? I'll handle it with you. No more hiding or running away.
What about the blue-haired girl, Chloe? Are you ready to stop hiding from her?
It's finally starting to make sense.
I think so. Not yet, but
I never knew what to say when they'd say to call a friend. But I think it's starting to make sense. And I'll try to get it right. To have you on my side, I feel fine some days. I just wanna get it right.
I think it's time I explained a few things.
I know Sometimes
It won't always make sense.
suddenly
And
I ask you to stay.
I'm not proud of every
Suddenly
decision
you
I
say
made.
It's okay. And suddenly you don't walk away like the rest do. And suddenly I have so much more I could tell.
It's the truth. What's coming next is going to be difficult. For all of us.
Have you on my side?
But we're going to get through it together.
Some days
I promise.
I just wanna get
I kind of like how Gwen's with them too. Like it's not just like all the students and stuff. But I also realized like it's all the people that like, have been wronged by Safi.
I'm not going anywhere.
Huh. Okay. Alright, so rewind and just try to throw it fast. I mean, that was the back button too, but just rewind it. Just fast forward it. Did I say rewind, by the way? I meant to say speed through the credits.
I just wanna get it right.
This means it's probably copyright. I apologize in advance, YouTube.
On my side,
Don't hate me.
I feel fine some days.
Obviously, I'll give my review like once I'm done, like with these credits and everything. Obviously, there'll be probably choices that pop up too. Okay. Oh, we gotta put after credit, post credit scene.
Shit. Shit.
We're gonna have to get you a blood transfusion.
What the fuck are you doing here?
You remember me. That's flattering. I've seen nosebleeds like that before. So you can run, or you can follow me and get some answers. Your choice.
What the hell? Max Caulfield will return. So it's just a Marvel movie now. Okay. Accept or reject Safi. 69% agreed with her. 31% refused her. Safi feels you've abandoned her like everyone else. Graffiti clinic. Graffiti critic. 7% Max critiqued graffiti in Blackwell bathroom. 22% Max did not. Finding Loretta. Max found Loretta in the storm and helped her. 65% Max didn't find Loretta. Bowling eye moment of reflection. Max didn't reflect. 64%. 36% Max did. Nightstand librarian. 50% Max looked at all the books in the motel nightstand. 36% Max looked at some books. 12% Max didn't look. Chloe's lockpicks. Max reminisced on Chloe's lockpick set. 91%. 9% Max did not find her lockpick set. Loretta's attitude, 60% Loretta had a change of heart in how she reports stories. 30% Loretta still pursues stories as doggedly as ever. Reggie's feelings, 19% Reggie is upset you kissed Finn. 73% Reggie and Finn have reconciled. 8% Max didn't speak with Reggie in North Quad. Abraxas selection, 73% Vin plans to run again. 27% Vin dropped out of the race. Gwen's next move, 15% Gwen accepted the committee's decision. 49% Gwen will keep fighting the committee's decision. 36% Gwen chose to move on from Caledon. Yasmin's attitude, 12% Max. Yasmin voluntarily stepped down as president. Voluntarily, sorry. 5% Yasmin fought the board to remain president. 83% the board forced Yasmin out of the presidency. I can't speak today. The board forced Yasmin out of the presidency. Post-storm moment of reflection, 40% Max reflected, 50% Max did not reflect. Talking to Moses about Safi, 13% Max told Moses Safi was justified. 55% Max told Moses she wasn't giving off on Safi. 20% Max told Moses she'll be here if Safi comes back. 8% Max told Moses that she's done with Safi for good. So I'll leave it here just because, like, there's gonna be like music playing and stuff when we go back to the menu. Overall, I don't really know how I feel about this one as a whole. I did like some of the decisions. Like, I liked the whole like murder mystery aspect. Like, sort of like it sort of had going for it what the first one had going for it, with the sense that like the first one was all about a murder mystery, and that's all it was. Like, obviously aside from like the time of the mission and everything, like the time of the mission, like the powers like helped through solving the murder mystery. Here, it seemed like the murder mystery didn't play that big of an aspect in the story. It only really occurred in the first 3 chapters, and then it seemed like they just like ditched the murder mystery line altogether and stuff. And you never solved the mystery of like what exactly happened to the Safi in that timeline. If it was Max that really killed her, or if it was, Safi pretending to be Max, like my theorized was. We never find out what happens. We never bring up the detective again. He's just gone and out of the story after he disappears. So that was kind of a weird choice. Also kind of weird that, like I said, that it seems they're going for like some sort of like X-Men type of thing, where it's like they're doing like, oh, like you have a side where like they have like they're trying to hide their powers and like only using them when necessary. Which is Max's side, and you have Safi's side, which is like, she wants to like sort of like find more people that have powers like her, and I don't know if she's gonna use them for evil purposes, or if it's gonna be more of a thing of like, oh, like there's gonna be this faction and stuff that's like has powers and like sort of like I don't really know how to describe it, but like there's like 2 different factions where like they have powers, but they're not going to use the powers, which is sort of like what Max is. Max will use the powers when it's absolutely necessary. And then you have Safi, who's like using the powers most like, God, what's the freaking word I'm looking for? Selfishly, I think is the word I'm trying to figure out. She's sort of like selfishly using the powers and stuff, and she's not really like thinking before she uses the powers. So I don't know. Like, it seems kind of interesting. I mean, I kind of see what they're heading for, in the sense that like I feel like what's gonna happen maybe is maybe they'll end up. I feel like I've seen someone theorize this before, that like maybe what they do is like end up doing like a giant like massive crossover with all the other like powers characters who had powers in the games. Like you had Daniel in the in Life is Strange 2. You obviously had Max in Life is Strange 1 and Life is Strange Double Exposure. We had no powers, obviously, in Life is Strange Before the Storm, because that was sort of like a prequel to the first Life is Strange game, like sort of like how Chloe met Rachel Amber, and like Chloe's history of Rachel Amber. So there was no powers there, but obviously you also had like the sort of like in between chapter Captain Spirit, which also like didn't really have any powers there. It was suspected that there was powers, but obviously then it turned out that The Daniel, the kid that had powers in the Life is Strange 2, was the one that like had the powers at the end of Captain Spirit because he had a cameo appearance, obviously him and Sean. Um, Life is Strange True Colors, which is obviously the third one. You have the empathy powers. God, I forget her name right now. Um, but you also had her who has like the powers and stuff. So it seems like maybe what they'll try to do is like try to like have all those characters come together for like some like common enemy or something. I feel like that's kind of what they're heading towards if they're smart enough to even think about that, because these games, aside from the first Life is Strange, have all come from the same development company. So they have the idea there if they want to like bring all those characters together for like one huge crossover. So we'll see if that happens. Um, Overall, though, in ranking these games, I think this one is probably the lowest on the list in terms of like, what I liked. I did like the timeline shifting aspect, don't get me wrong, but like the fact that they just like ditched the plot line they were going for originally after the first 3 chapters kind of knocks it down a few notches. Excuse me. So I'd say overall rankings for these games, in general, would probably be God, my throat's scratchy tonight. Or I got a tickle in my throat rather. Um, so I think the first Life is Strange game is on top, obviously. Um, True Colors would probably be second place for me. Um, Life is Strange 2 probably maybe third place. Before the Storm, fourth place, and then well, actually no, because I'm missing one. Life is Strange, first Life is Strange on top. Um, True Colors, next. Captain Spirit, even though technically that's like a chapter for Life is Strange 2, Captain Spirit will be third. Um, just because I like the whole like superhero angle they had going for that, like, and I could have been interested to see like powers and stuff, like a kid like trying to like pretend to be a superhero and stuff, and be into all this like superhero stuff would have been interesting. But anyways, yeah, first Life is Strange, True Colors, Captain Spirit, Life is Strange 2. Before the Storm would probably be fifth on the list, and then bottom tier this one. Like I said, I like the power aspect, but just the fact that they ditched the plot line of what the game is going for after the first 3 chapters, like instead of just following it through with the entire game being that plot line, it's kind of weird. But overall, nothing you can really do about that. But with that being said, that is pretty much going to be it for my playthrough of Life is Strange Double Exposure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My next playthrough I'll be tackling will likely be I want to finish. I want to go back and finish Epic Mickey, or at least continue Epic Mickey before I start anything else or continue anything else. Because I have obviously Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings that to go back to, and then God, excuse me. I also have recently they just came out obviously with I mentioned before they have a new game from I think Dontnod made this one, Lost Records Boom and Rage. I want to go into I want to tackle that as well. I think that'll be interesting to tackle, but I wanted to finish this game first, and I want to go back and finish Epic Mickey also because that's another game I've had on the back burner for months and I haven't returned to yet. And obviously also at some point before the release of GTA 6 next year, I would like to finish GTA 5. And maybe what I'll end up doing is Red Dead Redemption, maybe restart Red Dead Redemption 2 and do that playthrough fresh and new, or just like continue it like from where it left off. I guess, but obviously that playthrough's been on hiatus for years now, and I never returned to the story mode of that. So that'd be interesting to return to at some point. I also obviously have like the first game that they ported to modern consoles and stuff that I could always tackle. Um, and there's a rumor that GTA 4 might possibly be ported to modern consoles, and if that's the case, I would love to play that game on this channel. So I have a few ideas for like future playthroughs and stuff. Like just in the near future, speaking, Epic Mickey, obviously, Lost Records, obviously, continuation of Staff of Kings, Indiana Jones, and then I also want to play. Obviously, I have Indiana Jones and the Great Circle that I bought that I would also like to tackle on the channel as well, um, among other games. But when I figure out what those other games will be, then you guys will obviously be the first to know. But with that being said, that is gonna be it for this playthrough of Life is Strange Double Exposure. God, I need a drink. Sorry, I had to mute my mic to cough there because I'm tired of just coughing in the mic when I'm trying to talk. Um, but yeah, that is it for this playthrough of Life is Strange Double Exposure. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys for the continuation of Epic Mickey Remastered, and I'll see you guys for more gaming goodness coming your way in the near future. Peace out, everybody.